time, we'd like to introduce the starting lineup for Nanaimo United FC, led by head coach Kevin Lindo. In goal, number 1, Marco Illich. Number 2, Ashton Bryan. Number 5, Kaylin Hall. Number 6, Fergus Hall. Number 7, Suka Bahari. Number 12, Alex Didame. Number 13, Declan Brown. Number 15, Josh Rayner. Number 19, Joseph Hare Coss. Number 20, Nicholas Hallam. And finally, number 22, Charlie Smith. And now we'd like to introduce the starting lineup for your Burnaby FC, led by head coach Joe Zuppo. In goal, number 22, Etriel Malcolm Agawili. Number 2, Lucas Dasabit. Number 3, Owen Lemmer. Number 10, Kyle Dents. Number 11, Mahai Hoduz. Number 16, Max Cameron. Number 18, Sebastian Agriskov. Number 19, Ty White. Number 23, Nico Mercer. Number 24, Luke Norman. And finally, number 28, Connor Legg. At this time, we'd ask you to please rise if you're able, and please remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem.
Welcome back to Burnaby Lake Sports Complex for the second of our featured League 1BC Games of the Week. And this one should be an absolute cracker. If you're with us for the women's game, that was a highly entertaining 8-goal affair. What does this one have in store? It's a big game and a big day for Burnaby FC. A win this afternoon will take them to the top of the League 1BC standings. We'll get more into that as the game goes on. And it's a battle between second place Burnaby and last placed Nanaimo United, but don't let those positions count for anything, because some interesting lineups this afternoon. For Nanaimo, led by head coach Kevin Lindo, his third year in charge of the team. 3 changes to the team that went down to a 2-0 defeat at home to Altitude last Saturday. In goal, number 1, Marco Illich. Number 2, Ashton Bryant. Number 5, Kaylin Lewis. Number 6, Fergus Hall. Number 7, Suka Bahari. Number 12, Alex Didame. Number 13, Declan Brown. Number 15, Josh Rayner. Number 19, Joseph Hare Goss. Number 20, Nick Hallam. And number 22, Charlie Smith. Lewis, Didame and Hare Goss, the 3 changes for Nanaimo. For Burnaby, playing their 3rd match in 8 days, and head coach Joe Zuppo has made 8 changes to the team that played out a very entertaining and nail-biting 1-1 draw with table-topping Langley United on Wednesday evening. In goal for them, making his first appearance of the season, wearing the number 22 jersey, is goalkeeper Adriel Agcoili. Number 2, Lucas Dazovic. Number 3, Owen Lemmer. Number 10, Kyle Dent. Number 11, Mihai Hodut. Number 16, Max Cameron. Number 18, Sebastian Agerskov. Number 19, Ty White. Number 23, Nico Mirizic. Number 24, Luke Norman. And number 28, Connor Legg. As mentioned, it's a battle between 2nd and 9th. Burnaby have played 10, won 6, 2 draws, 2 defeats, 14 goals for. Not prolific scorers this year, but defensively absolutely solid. Just 6 goals given up across their 10 games. They sit on 20 points just now, 2 behind Langley United, who lead the way on 22 points. For Nanaimo, they made the playoffs last year for the first time in their history, but they've not managed to win a game yet from their 9 this year. 2 draws, 7 defeats, just 2 points on the record, just 5 goals scored, 21 goals given up. They're the lowest scorers, they're winless, and anything is up for grabs in this one. I'm your match commentator, Michael McCall. I'll have the call all afternoon. Burnaby in the all black jerseys and shorts with the gold numbers and trim, going from left to right in this first half. Nanaimo in their lovely blue aquamarine with green accents on their jerseys, and the navy blue shorts going from right to left. And Nanaimo, despite their low lying position, have some very good, some very dangerous players that just hasn't been clicking offensively for them this year. Just 5 different players have managed to find the back of the net for them, and all of those have just managed to get 1 goal in the process. For Burnaby, just 7 different scorers, but leading the way Luke Norman and Kyle Dent, 3 goals apiece. Asvin Shoham, Emil Samavici and Lachlan McGowan all chipping in with 2 goals. Luke Norman also leads the team with 3 assists, and he is going to be a man to watch this afternoon. The number 24 for Burnaby plays his college football with UBC Thunderbirds, winning a national title with the T-Birds this past November. So he is certainly the danger man to watch, and the man that was just on the ball there for the Nanaimo, the number 7, is my danger man to watch for them. He's not having the fantastic season that he did last year, and we'll come to that. As I said, it's Dent plays that in, and that was almost the opening goal. It was almost poked home there. Great opening chance early on, the first 2 minutes here for Burnaby. Dent did so well playing that inside, and the shot just not coming off, but that is the danger that this attack does pose for Burnaby. The man I was talking about on the ball, Suka Behere for Nanaimo. It was Luke Norman, incidentally, that had that chance, the danger man that I watched. So he's come good at one end. We'll see if Suka Behere can conjure up some magic at the other end for Nanaimo. The 29-year-old Egyptian in his 4th season over in the island in League One. Played the first year of League One Victoria, then Harbourside, as was Nanaimo now, for the last 3 seasons. And he was fantastic last year for Nanaimo, 5 goals and 6 assists. So far this year though, he's only managed to get the 1 goal. But he's such a danger man, especially on set pieces. So watch for his deliveries as well. Lucas Dazovic now plays that forward to Kyle Dent. Mentioned Luke Norman being a UBC Thunderbird. This Burnaby team packed full of UBC Thunderbird players, so they've come into this season with the chemistry already, with the experience of winning a national college title as well. It's Rovers. Is this free kick whip? Nice touch inside, spinning away there, trying to make room for the shot is Mirizic. Mirizic still battling away there. Now a chance for Nanaimo to bring this one out with Behere. He doesn't have a lot of numbers forward with him. He's going to have to do a lot himself here. Cuts inside of Hodut. Still Suka Behere. Still Suka Behere, and in the end just overruns it as the tackle was coming in there from Norman. Dent now The women's game between these two teams was played at a blistering pace. It was end-to-end stuff in the first half, and the men starting the same way here. If it calms down, I'll get back to talking about how this season is playing out. It's a big tackle coming in there on Josh Rayner. Fair one though. Mirisic. He gets that one taken off him. A chance now for Alex Didame. Touch outside to Beharry. Delicate footwork. Cuts that back to Didame, and he just gets that one taken off his foot. Burnaby have been so good defensively, them and Altitude, with the two best defensive records in League One. It's crazy to think you've only given 6 goals up in your 10 games, and it's still not the best defensive record. Long. It is a 3-way battle at the top of League One. Right now, Langley lead the way on 22 points. Burnaby 2 points behind on 20. TSS with a game in hand, sitting on third on 19. As that through ball for Norman, quickly off his line, and dealing with that is Akoili, making his debut for the season between the sticks for Burnaby. Adrian Akoili, the 18-year-old who came through Burnaby FC's BCSPL teams, 2-time BC provincial champion, as well as lifting a national title in 2013 for Burnaby. Hold it now, picks up that loose ball and powers forward. Right idea there from corner leg, but his cross into the box cut out by Nanaimo. It does feel that Burnaby's going to be playing a lot of the possession in this first half, maybe throughout the whole 90 minutes, with Nanaimo maybe looking to hit on the counter-attack. But Burnaby do know that the pressure is on them now to get the 3 points here. When you're playing the team that's bottom of the table, you don't automatically assume you're going to get the 3 points because you know you're going to be in for a hell of a battle, but you know that other teams are looking at that thinking, well, that's probably a gimme 3 points to Burnaby in the race for the title. And it is very much a race for the title, because no playoffs in 2025 in League 1BC, no championship game either, just one straight regular season table, 16 games for each team. Whatever team finishes top of the standings come the end of July will be going on to represent League 1BC in the Canadian Championship in 2026. TSS have been the League 1BC representatives for the last 3 years. Are we going to get a new name representing the league in 2026? Many would like to see that, just to spread the success around these teams. Langley, who lead the way just now, playing out a 1-0 draw with Burnaby on Wednesday night, and the team that would have been most delighted with that result and the point apiece is probably going to be TSS Rovers at the end of the day. They're next in action on Wednesday at Swangard as they take on the Vancouver Whitecaps. If you want to get along and take that action in, there's no stream for that one. Kickoff is 8:30. Langley not playing this weekend after their midweek game as well, so a win for Burnaby today puts them top by a point. A win for TSS on Wednesday moves them also to within a point off the top, but with a game in hand on Burnaby and still with a game to play against them. Langley have beaten TSS twice so far this League 1BC season, and if you're wondering what the tiebreakers are for League 1 this year, the first tiebreaker is most wins. If they are level on that, it goes to a head-to-head if it's between two teams. Then goal differential comes into it. I have to say, I don't understand why head-to-head is a sitting tiebreaker. If it was me, I would have gone for goal differential or even goals scored as a preference to head-to-head. But that is what the majority of the clubs, not all, but the majority of the clubs did vote for. Lemmer now standing over this free kick for Burnaby. Gets it back to corner leg, makes room for the shot. Good block though by the Nanaimo defence. Lemmer still up on that right side. Good delivery in from leg. It's a loose ball and it should have been the opener. Takes a deflection on the way through there from Max Cameron, and Burnaby within inches of getting the opening goal there, but a good defensive block brings up a corner instead, and Lemmer still over to take this one. Sends it in, it's met brilliantly, but straight to the keeper, and another chance goes a begging for Burnaby, but quickly with the throw out is Akoeli. These teams have already met once this year, and it was a narrow 1-0 win over on the island on April 26th for Burnaby. Emil Samavici getting the only goal of the game in the 65th minute. The meetings last year was a 3-3 draw here at Burnaby Lake in Burnaby's first ever match in League 1BC. And if we get another 6-goal affair today, I mean, that would be fantastic. Harbourside won the home game on the island in the second meeting between these two teams. Nanaimo were a real force to be reckoned with last year, and it just hasn't clicked for Kevin Linda's side for whatever reason this year. They've been playing some nice stuff, but the goals, the attack, they have missed Billy Biopoulos, their double-digit goal scorer and Golden Boot winner from last year. He has been big boots to try and fill, and no one far has been able to steal a little bit from his 5-goal, 6-assist performance last year. But Nanaimo have played some nice stuff this year despite the results, and they'll feel they can come here and pull off the shock, and they still might have a big say in where the title ends up. They are going to be playing games against the Cooley. I just realised I said made the save earlier when I meant Marko Ilic, but you know who I mean. Budami wins the ball in the middle of the field for Nanaimo. Immediately closed down by black jerseys, and he's forced to play this one all the way back. Fergus Hall plays that up the wing. Ashton Bryant trying to make room for the cross. Again, great defensive play from Burnaby. This time Hall does send the cross in, but it's way too much on it, and it's high and over the bar. Burnaby will bring up a goal kick as we, in a very fast-paced first 13 minutes here at Burnaby Lake. Burnaby like to play the patience game out of the back. And the Nanaimo win that back. It's played through by Rayner, cut out though by Dazovic. Dazovic just forced to turn back there as he's closed down by a couple of Nanaimo players. Fergus Hall back on defensive duty there, up the wing to Bryant. Comes back to Hall, now Rayner. Good movement here from Nanaimo. And they're going to get a free kick for the Trawana. It's going to bring out the first yellow card as well, and might be early for the yellow card, but they knew exactly what they were doing there with that challenge from Max Cameron. I don't think he can have too many complaints, but the referee setting his stall out early with that yellow card, so Players are going to have to watch now as this game goes on, that it doesn't become a bit of a card fest. Two very quick breaking teams. They'd like to both play on the transition as well. Burnaby, you feel though, are going to have to play with a lot of possession as well today. But free kick for Burnaby. Beharry will float this in. Good delivery, it's met well, and the loop-in header easily dealt with in the end by Coelho. I think I made that a little bit more exciting than it was, the header there from Charlie Smith. Remember, if you want to get in touch during the broadcast, you can on X. You can send me a message at AFTN Canada. That's AFTN Canada. We like to make these broadcasts interactive. So if you want to get in touch, let us know where you're taking the action in from this afternoon. If you want to give a shout out to anyone on the teams, or just chat about the exciting League 1 BC title battle that we've got on the cards just now. Talk about it being a 3-horse race, but Altitude could still get themselves in it if they can start stringing some wins together with their solid defensive record. They've got 2 games to come against TSS at the end of June, start of July. If they can take 6 points from that, that would very much put them back into the mix and make it a 4-horse race for the title. Burnaby would like to put themselves in pole position, and they're going to feel that they can get this breakthrough from some of these set pieces. They've had a few free kicks and corners to start this one off, as you might hear the wind really picked up a bit here at Burnaby Lake as Lemmer. So another good curling delivery to the back post. Smith there to knock it away. Takes the throw in there, but it gets away, and now Beharry has a chance to bring this forward for Nanaimo. Little tug back from leg, but Beharry's still going. Such a key influential player for this Nanaimo side. Nice play out the right. Ashton Bryant just gets that taken off his foot, and Luke Norman, the forward back, doing a good defensive shift there. Now Lemmer will try and get it going the other way. End-to-end stuff in this one. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're taking it in. Thank you for watching and supporting League 1 BC. Oh, and that's getting chased down by Dent, and Illich having to show good footwork there. And we know Illich has got good footwork. He also plays futsal, which if you're a keeper in futsal, you need to be good with your feet and on the ball. Was recently away and won bronze with Edmonton Rangers at the 2025 Canadian Futsal Championships. Missed his first game of the season to play in that tournament, but has played in the 8 games since, keeping 1 clean sheet so far. That one in his first appearance of the season, actually, a game we had as our League 1 game of the week at Kinsman Field against Altitude. Here go Burnaby again, forcing the turnover. Comes back to Norman at the edge of the box, makes room for this shot, slides it out to Hodut. Touch inside from Mihai Hodut. Tries to go for the curler under the attention there of Joseph Hare-Goss, and couldn't get that one off, and ball runs behind for a goal kick for the visitors. You see Mihai Hodut having a discussion with Suka Beharry on the way back there. Hodut just disappointed he couldn't get the curl that he was looking for. Fergus Hall now bringing it forward. Beharry was making the run, but Hall decided to play it short to his outside instead, and it hasn't really advanced Nanaimo very far at all. Now Hall goes for the crossfield ball, trying to get into Beharry, and it is going to reach him. Oh, good recovery play there from Ty White. Cross came in over his head, but recovered well to get an important foot on that and knock it out for a throw-in instead, with Beharry waiting to take that one on. Flicked on, falls to Nick Hallam. Nick Hallam makes room for the shot. Too many black bodies in the way. And Burnaby will not only get it out, they'll win themselves a corner, throw-in as well. Players and staff and supporters of Langley and TSS will be watching this game very carefully. Right now, the only team on the men's side whose fate lies in their own hands is still Langley United, having beat TSS twice so far this. Good movement there from Burnaby, but it all comes to nothing, and Nanaimo win it back. Didami sent to the deck just inside his own half. Nanaimo quickly get on with it. Out to Beharry now. Nice cut inside from the Egyptian. It's a curling cross in, but the flag is up. It was a nice effort just over the head there of Charlie Smith, who was running in to meet it, but Smith had just strayed offside and the flag up very quickly on the far side. Don't think I actually gave you the officials for this one now that I come to think of it. So man in the middle is Amir Ramic. First assistant referee is Liam Abreu. Second assistant referee is Oliver Kostanen. And the fourth official for this one is Kareem Shoudy. We're past the midway point now of the first half here at Burnaby Lake. Still scoreless between Burnaby and Nanaimo. It's second v 9th, but nothing between them just now. Took just one solitary goal to separate these teams in their first meeting back in April, as I mentioned. That one went the way of Burnaby. And Burnaby may have looked more dangerous so far, but Nanaimo have also had a couple of looks on goal. And it's fine going into game as the favourites. You still have to get the breakthrough, and that's what Burnaby are looking for just now. Lemmer, nice touch inside, spins away is Murisic. The rebound comes back to him, lofted now from Norman. Comes to Hodu at the back of the box. He's forced out of the box. And that past the leg is well cut out, and it's going to spring another Nanaimo attack. Charlie Smith keeps that one in. Uses a big frame, and he's brought down right on the edge of the box. And the second yellow card of the first half comes out. This one goes the way of Ty White. So that's Cameron and White both on yellow cards now for Burnaby. And we're not even at the 25-minute mark yet. But this brings up a dangerous free kick for Nanaimo right on the corner of the box, and it's Suka Beharry standing over it. We know he has a nice set-piece delivery. Maybe a bit much to ask for him to try and curl this one in, but he's certainly going to float this in to the far post and see which one of these big bodies can get the end of it. Dangerous ball when it's bouncing around and it's put away by Charlie Smith, but the flag is up on the far side. Nanaimo thought they had the opening goal, and they still think they've got the opening goal. I don't think they realise that the flag has gone up and it's been given. Maybe the flag was an indication that it was over the line. Referees waved it off anyway, and the goal stands, and Nanaimo have the lead from Charlie Smith as he poses in front of AFTN photographer Hazel May. 26 minutes gone, and the visitors from Nanaimo, a scrambled goal, but Charlie Smith won't care how he got it, and it's 1-0 to Nanaimo over Burnaby. Charlie Smith's first goal of 2025 League 1 BC, and all to do now for Burnaby. I'll definitely watch that one back at half time just to see why the flag went up on the far side. But that breakthrough for Nanaimo puts a spring in their step. Smith becoming the 6th different player to score for Nanaimo this year. And as mentioned, Owen's been able to. As Mirisic battling away at the other end, and that decision goes against the Burnaby man. And another cheap free kick given up here. That's what cost them that opening goal. It was a free kick on the edge of the box, and I don't know where the discipline's gone for Burnaby this afternoon. Usually so composed and they don't give up these cheap free kicks, but so far they've given up a couple, they've picked up a couple of bookings, and now they're having to defend another one here that will be sent in from Sukabaheri. His delivery just a few minutes ago caused all sorts of problems. A scramble in the box that was fired home by Charlie Smith. And again it's bouncing about, and Fergus, a chance to make it 2 there. Hit that so well, and the curling effort just flies over from the 23-year-old. Charlie Smith, the goal scorer for Nanaimo, still just 19, comes from Squamish. Made his debut last year in League 1 on July 21st. Scored on his debut. And that's been his only other goal so far in League 1. From his 2 appearances, 1 at the end of the season and 1 in the semi-final defeat to TSS. Was a rookie this past season on the island with VIU Mariners under Kevin Lindo. 3 goals in that season as well, so carrying that form in now as Kyle Dent tries to make room for the shot. He's not given any space at all there, but Bryant Lemmer now just sends this high in, and Illich will grab that out of the air. Mihai Hodu is not moving comfortably out there after that challenge. Was down the ground for a few seconds there before picking himself up. Oh, and Illich's kick out cut out by Hodu, who hasn't shown any ill effects now. Norman to his outside to Dent. Dent tries to get the shot off, can't though again. Nanaimo showing good defensive work to shut down this Burnaby attack. Dent doing well. Just bulldozing his way through. Just a little bit too much though in the end, and that decision is going to go against him, and we're going to get a yellow card for a previous tackle there going the way of Declan Brown. That's the first yellow card of the match for Nanaimo. The third one of this first 31 minutes, and what hasn't been a dirty game at all. And do you feel referee Ramich has kind of set his stall out a little bit here for what is going to be coming? With the battle at the top of the men's division likely to go down to the wire, every point is a prisoner right now, and Burnaby cannot afford to drop points here this afternoon against a team currently sitting last in League One. Nice long ball played forward by Cameron. Leg now. The press and play of Nanaimo is causing problems and turnovers for Burnaby, and good challenge coming in there, a heavy one on Mirosic, who stays down after it as well. It was a fair one from Rayner, but Mirosic coming off worse for wear there. Hodut needing some help, cuts it back to leg. Another big challenge coming in from Josh Rayner. That's two good tackles in a minute from the big midfielder. Didami now is allowed to run forward, cuts it inside, takes a deflection though. Smith was just waiting to pounce on that. Nanaimo win the ball back though. Nice quick passing into play here. Beherry's having a good game out there. Bryant, he fancies his chances from distance. And that tackle coming in from Didamis. In the risk of getting a little bit chippy and boiling over out there. Burnaby head coach Joe Zupo is going to be happy with a lot of what he's seen from his team, but they haven't been effective in the final third, and they've lacked the penetration that we've seen in recent weeks from his side. And their usual defensive sureness as well has not been as good as it has been, as another challenge going in from Rayner. This one deemed unfair by referee Ramich, the 19-year-old South African. Had two crunching ones before that were fair, third one deemed not so much. One of the many players on this Nanaimo side that plays his college football for Vancouver Island University under Kevin Lindo. One goal for Rayner in the last Pac West season after making the move from Providence College in Manitoba. 6'2" as well. He really stands out, Josh Rayner, out there. And that comes in, it's off the bar from Mirosic, the loose ball, and it's swept home. Mirosic gets, and in the 35th minute, Burnaby tie it up here at Burnaby Lake. It's Burnaby FC 1, Nanaimo United 1. Nico Mirosic with the goal. And that is Mirosic's first goal of the 2025 League 1 BC season, and we are all square. And the title chasers get back on level terms. Excellent finish from Miricic. The way he spun round to sweep that home. His initial shot was great, that cannoned off the bar. Nanaimo unable to get the clearance. And Miricic there in the 6-yard box to volley home. They seem to be getting a jersey swap on the sideline. Josh Rayner is having to change his jersey. Don't know if there's possibly some blood on it. But for now, Nanaimo down to 10. Rayner now back on as the shot comes in from Beharry, and that's high over the bar, but well struck from the Egyptian. Miricic again in the thick of the action there, putting pressure on Caelan Lewis. And Lewis does well to usher that out. Wins a throw in for his side deep in their own half. Long throw in taken, looking to try and get that to Charlie Smith, and a push there in the back of Ty White sent him flying into Smith. Lands heavily on his arm, the 18-year-old. Spent a little bit of time in Whitecaps pre-academy, as well as with Mountain United and FC Tigers. He's had a good League One season. I've liked what I've seen from Ty White in the games that I've watched from Burnaby. White sends that one high to the back of the box, and Lemmer brings it down. Nanaimo though chip it forward only as far as Dazovic, who gets clattered as he runs into Beharry there, and in all sorts of pain. The referee stopping the game right away. Kind of heard a little crunch there as those two came together. Nothing in it, like Dadame's back was to that as Dazovic ran into the back of him, and the big defender up on his feet. His dad, Nick, of course, Canadian football legend, currently the assistant coach. And Dazovic had a very good rookie season with UBC this past college campaign, playing in 11 games, and after he came back from injury was a regular in that Thunderbirds lineup that went all the way to their 14th national title in November. Kyle Dent, another UBC Thunderbird, plays that outside to leg. Holdut now. Trying to hit the byline, show the fancy footwork that we know Mihai Holdut produces. White, it's a good delivery. It's headed on by Lemmer, and Illich had to quickly be off his line to get onto that one, with Kyle Dent just waiting to pounce and put that one away. This game very much in the balance just now. Burnaby feel like they have taken the ascendancy back. That goal has really put them on the front foot here. Didami just over the head there of Smith, and that will run through to Akioli in the Burnaby goal. Norman back in a deep line playmaker role. Used to see in Norman in the other final third when he plays for Burnaby. And in there from Miricic. Nanaimo now get out to the left wing. Beharry has got the overlap and run, decides to go inside himself. It's under the attention of Ty White. And it just all comes to nothing from Hallam there as Burnaby win it back, try and get it going the other way. Okay, but keeping hold of the ball. Dazovic with a crossfield ball, almost coming into the commentary position here. It's going to be a throw in for Nanaimo just inside the Burnaby half. Here Goss playing that all the way back into his defence, and Rayner now. Rayner's had to change from his number 15. That might mess things up a little bit later on for us as we get to some of the subs. That's Michael Heppel's jersey that he's currently wearing out there. We'll just clear that up the field. Mirisic heads it back. Hodu cuts it out. He's got a chance to power forward here. But here Goss overdoing good defensive play, winning the free kick as well for his efforts. And now the linesman's giving it the other way. Did initially give it the way of here Goss, but now it's out for a throw-in instead to Burnaby, and Hodu over to take this one. Hodu gets away from his man, tries to hit the byline, but here Goss recovers well, and the home side will have to settle for a corner instead as we move into the last 3 minutes here at Burnaby Lake. Once again, it's Owen Lemmer over on corner kick duty. A lot of traffic in that 6-yard box in front of Illich. Comes to the back post, it's headed along, and Illich up high to grab that away from Dazovic as he was ready to try and get his head on that. And quick distribution from Nanaimo, and a chance to go the other way. And Hallam tried to thread that one through, but a big Burnaby boot comes up with a block. And now we're going to get the 4th yellow card of the first half here, and this has not been a half worthy of 4 yellow cards. I've got to say, this one going the way of Alex de Dam. So that's 2 yellow cards apiece now in the first half. Beautiful day now here at Burnaby Lake. The cloud cover's burned off, blue skies up above us, and quite warm as well as this one comes to Dent. He's not just been warm, he's been hot when it comes to goals in the last couple of weeks and performances. Kyle Dent. Dent scored in the last 2 games for Burnaby, and looking to try and make it 3-3 and give his side the lead here. Just now they're having to settle for a point, and there's still a lot of football to be played in this second half, and Joe Zuppo, head coach of Burnaby, will really need to come up with a good game plan in the second half. Burnaby have edged it for me. They've been the better team in this first half, but Nanaimo have looked dangerous when they have had some chances. Since that equaliser though, they have kind of fallen out of the game a little bit, not really able to get too much going offensively. Minimum of 3 minutes of time to get added on here in the first half. Does either side have what it takes to get the breakthrough? Go into the half with the lead. Change the halftime team talks a little bit. Gone, but they want to be spoilers. They want to finish on a high, and they're doing some nice football here. Becerri, Becerri decides to go for it himself after getting the ball there from Brown and just fires into the side netting. Nanaimo, as this game goes on, can certainly play a lot freer than Burnaby, who know how important every point is at this stage of proceedings. Burnaby will look at the schedule that they've got ahead of them and feel there's a lot of points on the table for them down the stretch to keep them in the title picture, but they very much need to get 3 this afternoon. Cross comes in onto the head again of Smith. This time he can't direct it on target and just heads that one wide. Anything on that going the other way, and that was going to be in the back of the net. Maybe one last chance for Burnaby here. The goal scorer, Murisic, tries to get on. He takes a fortunate deflection there off the face of Caitlin Lewis, who recovers well though. Burnaby force the turnover. Agersgoff chips that in. Comes to the edge of the box to Luke Norman. He has a swipe at it, but that's not going to trouble Marko Ilic. We're in the last minute of the minimum of 3 that was going to get added on here from referee Amar Ramic. Ilic with a big kick up. It's flicked on by Didam. It's a wide open Becerri. Didam making the overlap and run. Becerri though goes to the inside. Can't get room to get the shot off. Brown now. Comes back to Didam, but it runs off his foot. Hold it now, but referee blows the half-time whistle. We are level. All but 1 minutes later, Nico Murisic tied it up for the home side. It's Burnaby 1, Nanaimo United 1. Go stick the kettle on, grab your biscuit of choice and join us for the second half of this one. It's going to be an absolute cracker. I'll talk to you again in 15 minutes. Welcome back to Burnaby Lake Sports Complex for the second half of this delicately balanced League 1 BC Men's Division clash between second placed Burnaby and ninth placed Nanaimo. You would not have known that this was a battle between a team going for the title and a team rooted to the bottom of the table. It's been two very fast flowing football playing teams in that first half. Nanaimo definitely shaded the play, but we're all tied up at one apiece. Nanaimo breaking the deadlock in the 26th minute from Charlie Smith. 9 minutes later, Nico Mirisic levelling things up for the home side, and Burnaby making two substitutions in this second half. Lachlan McGowan is coming on, as is number 17, Leo Ann. Lachlan McGowan, the number 4. And Leo Ann wearing the number 17 jersey. Owen Lemmer, the number 3, looks to be one of the players that's made way for Burnaby there. And I'll try and get confirmation of the second as the action it gets back underway, and it's Nanaimo going from left to right in the second half in the lovely aquamarine jerseys with the green facade and navy blue shorts. Burnaby in their traditional all black with the gold numbers and gold trim. Wearing all black this afternoon though, out in the sun. Maybe not ideal for Burnaby. It's 19 as the second half gets underway. Feels like 22. It's very toasty down at pitch level, which we are. And Leo Ann is in right away, and I thought it was going to be a spectacular start to the second half for Burnaby, and a spectacular start to the second half for the sub that has just come on. And you've got to say, Leo Ann should have buried that opportunity, played in there, and a great opportunity to put Burnaby in the lead, and just pulls it wide off the left post, and a huge let off there for Nanaimo. And the scoreboard hasn't started in the second half. So I've started my stopwatch, so maybe a few seconds out until the scoreboard gets up to speed. But Burnaby have come out all guns blazing to start this second half. Joe Zuppel clear to his Burnaby side how important this game is for them. They need the 3 points, and they're going for it big time to start the second half here. If you went with us for the first half, the reason the 3 points so crucial for this, we are looking at the moment at a 3-team battle for the title and a chance to represent League 1 BC in next year's Canadian Championship. Just now, Langley sit top on 22 points from their 10 games. Burnaby sits second on 20 from their 10, with TSS on 19 from their 9. And the goal scorer, Nico Mirisic, is one of the other players that's made way. So it is Lemmer and Mirisic. Dazovic now gets this out to Mihai Hodut. Got a little bit of space to do some fancy footwork. It's cut back by Norman, and this one cleared out to Hodut, who'll let that just run under his legs for a throw-in. Quickly taken. Leo Ann just needs to put that miss at the start of the second half behind him just now. And we're back up and running with the stadium clock, I'm glad to say, so I will reset my stopwatch here in the 50th minute according to the stadium clock. Can't quite see the stream clock, so hopefully we are right with what I'm staring at for this second half. And Nanaimo had some very good chances in that first half. Need to try and gain some of their composure again after that equaliser. They kind of fell out of the game a little bit offensively. But still some very dangerous players out there, including number 2 Ashton Bryant on the ball just now, playing that one forward. Want to give a big shout out as well to Joe Vigneault, who got in touch on X to say he's enjoying the game, watching the boy Ashton Bryant from Ashton's hometown of Whitehorse in the Yukon. A couple of players from the Yukon in League One this year. Ashton from Whitehorse, a couple of years in the college game under his belt with VIU. And played with Nanaimo last year in League One as well, making 11 appearances and tallying 1 assist for the 21-year-old. The longer this game does continue at 1 apiece, it's going to be interesting to see how Burnaby approach it. For Nanaimo, a draw for them is fine, a win for them is fine. They just want to go out and get as high up the standings as they can, having made the playoffs last year and been losing semi-finalists. Burnaby, a point probably won't be enough for them in their title push. Would close the gap to 1 on the top against Langley, but Langley would have played a game less, and if TSS win their game on Wednesday, they would also leapfrog above them in the table. Points on the board, so crucial. More than games played, you want to be putting the pressure on your title rivals. Even if they may have played a game less, you want to be above them in the standings, above them on points, and force them to get those victories. And as I mentioned, Nanaimo will have a bit of a say in where this League 1BC title ends up. Bryant plays that one out to Hallam. Hallam does well to cut inside, goes for the bottom corner. Good block, an important block there from Burnaby. Nanaimo have 6 games left after this. They play TSS and they play Langley. So that is why this could be a very interesting run-in. Because if Nanaimo are starting to find form and have those 2 teams to play as well, they might take some points off them. They're away to Langley, at home to TSS. Hold it now. Still a lot of football to be played before we get to those games. Dazovic. Burnaby just happy to be patient for now. They're not going to try and force anything too much. Nanaimo living dangerously at the back, but getting away with it. Burnaby keeping the pressure on. Dent, lovely little back heel to Norman, but the flag up quickly on the far side. Dent's not sure if it was him that was offside. He doesn't think he was, appealing to the linesman. It's going to fall on deaf ears at this point, as Illich hits that out. It's the right idea, but that was very well read by Hodut to snuff that one out. Hodut gets the loose ball, slows it up, finds Norman with a beautiful pass. Norman now inside to Anne, and it just runs away from him before he can get the shot off. Lewis now getting put under some pressure there from McGowan, and can only play that into touch, and that's going to bring up a throw in here to Burnaby, deep in the Nanaimo half. Plenty of time yet for them to find this second. And wriggles away at the byline, gets his looping cross in, but that's easily dealt with by big Marco Illich. The 6-foot Calgarian has played every minute since the second game of the season between the sticks for Nanaimo. Rayner getting put under a little bit of pressure there, and too much exuberance from Leo Ann gives away the free kick. Bryant now Immediately closed down by Hodut, and it's turned over by Nanaimo. Dazovic now bringing forward, and he's pulled back by Brian. I was kind of expecting a card to come out there, considering the 4 we had in the first half. Even the dog to my right thinks that should have been a booking. Ten minutes gone now in the second half. Still tied up at 1 apiece in this crucial game for Burnaby FC. Oh, great play from Lachlan McGowan. Leaves Lewis on the ground. Leg waiting for that one to come down. It took an age to fall down to him, and now it's a chance here for Nanaimo to bring it out. Little tug behind from leg. Shakes it off though. Gets the ball out on the left to Suka Beheri. Beheri cuts inside. Goes for the shot. Hits a lot of traffic on the way through, and all the sting taken out of that one. And Burnaby will scramble that one clear. Long throw coming in from Nanaimo. It's a great throw. It's flicked out of the danger zone and out the box, but Rayner will come out to collect this one. Plays it back to Lewis, and he's immediately closed down by Luke Norman. I've really liked what I've seen from Luke Norman today in both ends of the field. He's put in a very good defensive shift. He's tracked back whenever he's needed to. Declan Brown threads that through to the goal scorer, Charlie Smith. He's got a lot of attention, gets out to Bryant. Good delivery in from Bryant, looking there for Hallam. But it's cleared by Burnaby. Lewis wins it back. He's forced to play that one back. A lot of big bodies on this Nanaimo team. You've got Caelan Lewis at 6'1", Charlie Smith at 6'2". Here Goss also 6'1". Some other players not playing today over 6 feet. I'm just actually looking down my list here of the heights of the players, and so many of the team 6 foot or over. This is definitely a big side. Hold it. Gives the ball out to Dent. Flicked forward nicely to Ann, but he was in an offside position, and the flag up on the far side on Leo Ann, who's definitely been a nuisance since he's come on at half time for Burnaby. Just needs to be a nuisance the right side of the line. Charlie Smith just overruns that one and runs it out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to the home side. Lewis cuts it out for Nanaimo, and Beheri picks up the loose ball. Inside to Hallam now. He's got a bit of space ahead of him here. Hallam powering forward, making room in the box. Goes for the shot, and a big save from Akiole. Explosive break there from Nick Hallam, almost putting the Islanders back in the lead. Adrian Akiole standing firm though at his near post to turn that one away. Nanaimo though trying to keep the pressure on here from the throw-in. Here Goss is going to go for the long throw. Sends a rocket into the box there. It's bouncing about and just takes a deflection off a Burnaby player, and it's going to be out for a corner for Nanaimo. Referee just warning the players as Sukabaheri gets set to send in another corner here from the right. Decides to go short, gets the return pass from Rayner. Baheri cuts to the outside, dangerous ball in, and Akiole rises above everyone to grab that one out of the air. That was more like it though from Nanaimo. It's been their best little spell of pressure in the last minute or so for quite a while. Past the hour mark now at Burnaby Lake. No need yet for Burnaby to push any panic buttons. They don't want to commit too much forward and then leave themselves short. A point, still not the end of the world for them here if they have to settle for that. Getting nothing from this though would be a bit of a disaster for Joe Zupa's side. The Dam does well to hold off the challenge, but keeping in it there was Sebastian Agershoff. Hallam, under the pressure of two Burnaby players, gets that one taken off his feet, but the Dam wins it back with a very strong challenge. Leoan again making a nuisance of himself, closing down Illich there, who shows that fancy footwork that I said futsal goalkeepers tend to have. You don't want to do that too much in your own box though, and that was a little push in the shove there in the back of Anne, and referee right in front of him waved it away, but definitely seemed a bit of contact there. A dangerous play by Illich, but nonetheless Nanaimo now breaking up the other end. Charlie Smith goes one way, feints the other and gets the cut back, but it's cut out by Burnaby and it's out for an... And Nanaimo about to make a double substitution here, as the referee over just to check on Caelan Lewis, who's down in his own half. Looks like it's number 8 Ben Creswick and number 9 Ryder Skolka that are set to come on for Nanaimo, but they'll do it after this throw, and it's another bullet of our long throw, and Akiole off his line to deal with it. And now outside to hold it. And now Nanaimo will get this double substitution made, and also going to be a double substitution for Burnaby as well. Connor Legg is making way. And Ben Creswick and Ryder Skolka coming on for Nanaimo. Josh Rayner making way alongside the goal scorer Charlie Smith for the Islanders. We will get to Burnaby's substitutions shortly. For now though, Burnaby having to defend another free kick. Baheri lofts that one into the box, headed clear, and picks up in the middle of his own half. And the Dam over very quickly to cut that one out. Important foot in there. One of the substitutions for Burnaby is number 14, Stuart Klenner. Like what I've seen from Klenner in the games. Just waiting for the PA announcement for the Burnaby subs. The app, for some reason, not working today for this game, but it does usually work well. So remember, you can download it from the Apple and Android stores, the League One Canada app, for all the latest scores, standings and more in League 1 BC, League 1 Alberta and League 1 Ontario. Is not quite sure what Akiole and Dazovic were doing there, but Burnaby survive. Marcus Pujol is the other player that has come on for Burnaby, the number 5. Another chance here for Joseph Haregoss to whip in another one of these. Haregoss sends that one in. It's cleared for now. It's going to come straight back to him though. Leaves it for Bryant. Haregoss gets that taken off his foot by a good challenge from Dnid. Plays it out to Norman on the right. McGowan. And just forced to play that one back. Burnaby moving the ball around nicely on the edge of the box. Can't break down this resolute Nanaimo defence. Hold it now. Marcus Pujol, another UBC Thunderbird player on the pitch just now for Burnaby. A lot of his teammates to play that one in. Now he's penned into the corner and does his. I've got to say, Nanaimo just now are defending superbly. Like I spoke about how good Burnaby's defence is. Going into this one, just 6 goals given up in their 10 games played. Nanaimo, on the other hand, 21 goals given up. They're the lowest scorers in the league, and it's the defence that's also been shaky for them. But their defence this afternoon, they're the second worst defence in League One, but they're certainly not playing like that just now. They have been very solid out there, and they are causing a lot of problems to this team down as we move into the final quarter of this one. We're past the midway point now of the second half. Just 21 minutes and stoppage time left for Burnaby to try and find a breakthrough to put them in. Skolka looking for the decision there that didn't come his way, and Burnaby just getting on with it, and they'll get a throw in now. Close to the corner flags. We're going to get another substitution now coming up here for Nanaimo, and it's Brian Bland, the number 3, that is going to be coming on. Making way is Joseph Haregoss, so that long throw from Haregoss is now part of the attacking arsenal that has gone for Nanaimo. Brian Bland, 19-year-old from Lanceville in BC. Rookie last year in his first college season with VIU Mariners. Got a couple of goals to his name. He was also the leading scorer though for Nanaimo United in Vancouver Island Soccer League action. Had 6 goals on the year, and he's a player that's... Oh, it's a heavy challenge. That's going to be a penalty. That's a clumsy one from Caelan Lewis. sending Lachlan McGowan crashing to the deck, and now Burnaby in the 71st minute have a chance to get themselves into the lead for the first time this afternoon. And Lewis knew that was a bad challenge that he made, and right away you could see he regretted it. No question for referee Ramage there that was going to be pointing to this draw with Langley on Wednesday night at Willoughby Park. Can he score here to put Burnaby into the lead? He went to the left on Wednesday. Dent steps up against Illich. And this time he goes pretty much down the middle, and it's 3 goals in 3 games for Kyle Dent. And Burnaby in the 72nd minute here at Burnaby Lake take the lead for the first time this afternoon. And if things stay in BC men's division standings. And Burnaby have certainly been threatening in the second half. Nanaimo just starting to come into the game a bit more. And it's just a clumsy challenge from Caelan Lewis. Gives that away, and Kyle Dent tucks away his 4th goal of the season. Moves in to the lead in the goals as well for Burnaby. Luke Norman on 3. Kyle Dent now on 4. And Burnaby 27.5 minutes away from finishing this weekend top of the League 1BC standings. Do Nanaimo have more left in their tank? Women led at half time against Burnaby in the first game, gave up 4 second half goals. It's a long journey when that happens. The men leading in this one, they don't want to give up another lead as well for what is going to be a ferry ride that you just want to be as quick as you can. Burnaby though very good at seeing out games once they've got the lead. I mentioned a lot of this Burnaby team, UBC Thunderbirds players, and been the UBC commentator since 2017, and one thing Mike Mosher's sides are very good at is defensive responsibility, seeing games out when they've got the lead, and these players will now bring that into League One with Burnaby. And it's setting up an absolutely fantastic end to the season in League One. This will be the 11th game for Burnaby. 5 games to go for Burnaby after this one. They take on the Whitecaps on June 27th, then at home to Kamloops on July 5th, before what could be maybe even a title decider on July 9th as TSS host Burnaby. Then Burnaby finish off the season with 2 home games to Evolution and then to Altitude. So definitely they'll be looking at that and thinking there's some big points on the line. That TSS game certainly looms large. As I mentioned though in the first half, right now though the only team that are controlling their fate are Langley United. Even though TSS can go level on points with them with a win on Wednesday evening, they'll both still have a game in hand on Burnaby and just sit 1 point behind. But Langley have the head-to-head advantage over TSS, which is the second tiebreaker. I just paused there because it looked like a little trip there on Hallam, but nothing forthcoming. The first tiebreaker is wins, and you have to think that if the teams are going to finish level on points, they're also going to finish level on wins. So that 2 victories for Langley over TSS could be a big difference maker. If Burnaby and Langley end up level on points, Langley won the first game between those 2 teams 2-1, so they also have the head-to-head advantage there. Hallam now skips past one tackle, gets into the box, loose ball. Hallam still on it, still Hallam going. Akiole with a block at his near post, and Nanaimo up in the tempo here. Unable to find the breakthrough though. Dent holds it up well, but he gets that taken off him by Fergus Hall, the Nanaimo captain. He had a great opportunity in the first half to get a second for Nanaimo, didn't miss by much. And it's those moments that you kind of look back on in a narrow game like this. Hallam going in a little bit too heavily though on Mihai Hodut. Into the last 15 now. There'll be a bit of stoppage time, but not too much. Hall with a long ball forward to Dent. Kyle Den, as I mentioned, a UBC Thunderbird, hasn't featured too much for Mike Mosher's side. He's mostly been playing for UBC's second team, VUFC Hibernian, in the Vancouver Metro Soccer League. Officially came on the roster last year at UBC, even though he's been with them for a couple of years now. Didn't make an appearance yet, but he'll be hoping he can kind of force his way into Mike Mosher's reckoning for this season. Behari now goes for the far corner, and Suka Behari ties it up for Nanaimo in the 78th minute. A sublime finish from the Egyptian, and we're all tied up once again here at Burnaby Lake. Suka Behari's second goal of the season. And Burnaby are going to respond with a substitution now. Sebastian Agerskov making way. Coming on for Burnaby is... Didn't see if it was 33 or 34, so I'll just wait till he turns around. It's number 34, it's Dylan Wells coming on for Burnaby. And that was an absolutely fantastic finish from Behari. And that sends quietness all around Burnaby Lake from the Burnaby fans, the Nanaimo fans, and the Nanaimo women's players who are down to my right certainly enjoyed that one. Great play there from Nanaimo into the side netting with the aid of a deflection from Ryder Skolka. And that goal has lit a fire into Nanaimo now. They have upped their game. Suka Behari's second of the season. Also moves him into the goal scoring lead for Nanaimo. I mean, he got that ball. He still had so much work to do there. And it's just, I need to watch that back. But from first glance, it looked like an outside of the foot finish. And it just nestled beautifully into the far corner. And now Nanaimo pushing to try and get the lead back here. Corner, taken short. Floated into the back post. It's headed across the goal, but it had just gone out there. All of a sudden, from looking like they were going to finish the weekend top of the division, Burnaby, as we move into the last 10 minutes here, facing what would really be a catastrophic lost 2 points if they can't find the go-ahead goal once again. Burnaby playing with a much increased tempo, and the number 33 did come on then as well. So Brandon Van Den Amiel is also on for Burnaby, so that's Wells and Van Den Amiel. Van Den Amiel, 18-year-old from Vancouver, more known as a centre-back, but is playing a more advanced role in the end of this one. Dylan Wells, a couple of years in the college game under his belt at Queen's Gales, I should say. The 23-year-old from New West. And it's Wells on the ball just now. Acres of room at the back of the box there. Pulls it back, tries to send it across the goal, and just finding blue bodies everywhere in front of him there. Corner comes in, it's a good delivery, it's headed clear though. Norman will pick it up. Chips it back in, looking for Van Den Amiel. Norman though going down, it's a heavy late challenge there, and he's in a lot of pain. Nanaimo will make a couple of substitutions of their own. Alex Dedam and Ashton Bryant making way. Coming on for Nanaimo, Ethan Furlong. And didn't quite catch who the second one was there as I was writing all my notes down. But we'll get to that in a sec. Ethan Furlong that's coming on, 24-year-old, plays his college football with TRU Wolfpack. This second year in League 1BC, didn't play in 2024, played with Rivers back in 2023, and it looks like that is the end for Luke Norman as well. A signal to the bench, and he's in a lot of discomfort out there, and that would be a huge blow to Burnaby in the title chasing hopes, and I'm pretty sure UBC fans will be watching on as well and hoping that it's nothing too serious. But he immediately went down. It was a fair challenge. I just think he twisted his leg a little bit as he landed in the turf there, and it's going to force another substitution to come up here for Burnaby. And Luke Norman had to put in a very good shift this afternoon, both defensively and attack as well. And Sava Petrovic, 17-year-old Burnaby FC Academy player, coming on now for the closing minutes here, wearing the number 26 jersey this afternoon. He'll be on for the last 6 minutes and stoppage time here. That injury to Norman will add a few more minutes on to the stoppage time that's going to get allocated. And if this result holds, it would be 2 straight draws for Burnaby. Drew 1-1 with Langley on Wednesday night. That one they would be happy with. They came from behind to snatch a point against the league leaders. This one they most definitely will not be. There's still time though for them to find the winner. Van Den Amiel and Wells linking up the 2 subs. It's going to be another corner for Burnaby in the 86th minute here. McGowan looks to whip another good delivery in. Had a good getting onto that one. McGowan's going to go over to the other side now to take this. This time McGowan goes for the different option, doesn't quite pay off for them, and Lewis with the big boot to clear that up the field. That one just ran. Not what Burnaby wanted to see. Three minutes and stoppage time. We're tied up at 2 apiece. It's been a pulsating encounter here. Some very good football played on a very hot day at Burnaby Lake, as we look set to get more substitutions coming up here. Definitely one, by the looks of it, possibly two. It's going to be a double substitution for Nanaimo next time the ball goes out, which is going to be now, if they choose to take it. Fourth official not ready though. These subs are going to have to wait. Michael Heppel has come on wearing the number 17 after having to give his number 18 jersey to Josh Rayner for an injury in the first half. But two other subs about to come on. Johansson Pierre Louis, the number 10 for Nanaimo, one of the two that's set to come on. And I think Maxwell Dadzi, the 20-year-old Englishman, is going to be the second sub. They're waiting a while though on the touchlines to get on there as Heppel plays that one forward to Hallam. Heppel gets it back. Bringing in whoops from the Nanaimo girls down to my right. If you don't know Michael Heppel, he's a fascinating player because he can play in the midfield, he can play up front, and he also, most of the time, plays as a goalkeeper. So multi-talented, a great player to have on your bench as well. So Dadzi, as mentioned, coming on for the goal scorer, Suka Baheri. His name before it is Pierre. It sounds like it would be something like that. Johansson Pierre Louis, incidentally, all I can find out about him is he's 20 years old. I've not been able to get any other information on him for my notes. So anyone listening to this that does know a little bit more about Johansson, please get in touch. AFT in Canada on Twitter or aftincanada@hotmail.com if you want to shoot me an email. Would love to kind of flesh out my information on Johansson. Maxwell Dadzi, on the other hand, is from Stockport in England and has a couple of seasons under his belt with VIU Mariners. Played with Harbourside in the 2023 season, didn't play League One last year, but back playing now this summer. As fantastic skill there from Van Den Emil. Skips past a couple of tackles, keeps hold of the ball. Dent. Wells was in ache as a room and he tries to find him, but Dadzi with the important block. We are into stoppage time. I was so engrossed in the action, I missed the board going up. Burnaby pushing. They need the 3 points here to keep their title dreams alive. It's not over, of course, just with this. A lot of football still to be played, but these are the games when you're playing the teams down the bottom, especially a team that is very bottom of League 1BC that you feel you need to take the 3 points from, especially when your rivals have done just that. But it's Nanaimo now, pushing forward, looking for the 3 points himself. And going down in the box, looking for the penalty. Nothing getting given there as Johansson, Pierre Lewis, goes down in the box. Apologies, that was not Pierre Lewis that went down in the box. Either way, referee Ramic not moved by that. I'd like to see that back again as a dangerous ball comes in. Wells and Dadzi tussling away for it. At that penalty shout. But now they're pushing forward. Pujol to Leo Ann. Tries to give the return pass to Pujol, who's out of position at the back now, but Cameron over, dealing with the clearance. Pujol. Minutes ticking down here for Burnaby. Tries to send the cross in. It comes off the back there. Is flicked on by Van den Ameo, and a diving save from Marco Illich. And is that going to be the last chance that Burnaby get here? If they give away cheap fouls in the middle of the field like that, it might very well be. Michael Heppel is going to send this free kick. Everyone back defending it for Burnaby. They might know that they really want the 3 points from this, but they would settle for one. They don't want to even lose that. Heppel goes deep. It's a great delivery from Heppel, and body's just flying at that. And Akioli handles it well. His first start for Burnaby this afternoon, he's been very solid between the sticks. A chance now for Marcus Pujol. Gets away from the challenge from Heppel. Centres it. Chance here for Burnaby. Illich off his line. A huge save and a huge tackle there. What a tackle that was from Declan Brown. And Illich was hurt in the process. And that'll just add some more time. Illich looks in a lot of discomfort down there. Referee just holding the trainers from coming on at the moment. We've played 3.5 minutes of stoppage time. Burnaby are going to be wanting as much more time added on as possible. For now though, the ball is exactly where they don't want it to be. Goes back to Illich, and he's closed down quickly by Dent. Lewis now just gets it out of the danger zone. It's won back though by Burnaby. Pujol now into the 5th minute of stoppage time. Dylan Wells, it's a good delivery to Dent at the top of the box. He's got 3 blue jerseys around him. Klenner now. His foot too close though to Illich. He wants to just get on with it, and that's a bit of a misplay there from Illich. And now it's won back, and it's a chance for Declan Brown to bring this forward. Ryder Skolka tussling away up front. He gets that one taken off his foot. This is end-to-end stuff to close this one out. It's been an entertaining match. Ball comes in. Illich is scrabbling for it, and it's in, but it's a foul on the keeper. Burnaby thought they had put it away. They run off celebrating. Max Cameron thought he had got the goal, but it's the foul on Marco Illich, and referee Ramic quickly blowing his whistle there. The Burnaby bench didn't hear it, and we're still tied up at 2 apiece. And how crucial a decision could that be for Burnaby in the grand scheme of things? There's not going to be too much more time to get added on here. Illich with a kick out. It's won back by Burnaby. Maybe they will get one last opportunity. Dadsey now. And it's going the other way. And there is the final whistle. A pulsating encounter. Finishes Burnaby 2, Nanaimo 2. It was a game that ebbed and flowed back and forward. Burnaby not happy with that decision all around the referee. I need to see that one back. But Illich is down still in a bit of discomfort after being in the wars there in stoppage time. Charlie Smith had given Nanaimo the lead in the 26th minute. Niko Mirisic tied it up in the 35th. Then from the spot, Kyle Dent put Burnaby ahead in the 72nd. Joe Zupo going over to speak to the referee and just turning away in disgust and disbelief, I think. And then Suka Behere with a fantastic goal in the 78th minute. It finishes Burnaby 2, Nanaimo 2. The points are shared, and you've got to say it's 2 big points dropped from Burnaby. They stay second in the League 1BC table. 1 point now behind Langley, having played an extra. Joint top with Langley if they can get the 3 points there. It's going to be an exciting League 1BC men's division run-in. Thank you for spending this afternoon watching it with us. I've been Michael McCall. Next week, our games of the week are from North Vancouver as it's altitude taking on Unity. I'll have the calls for that. I'll catch you at the pitch soon. Have a good rest of the weekend.